morning, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We start with some breaking news tonight. An independent prosecutor has announced today they are recommending assault charges against a Spokane County Sergeant.
Aside from assault, Sgt Hilton is also set to be charged with falsifying a police report in connection with the violent arrest of a 63-year-old man last summer. KREM 2's Cody Proctor live in the newsroom tonight with what we know. Cody?
Well, Mark and Whitney, we have been following this story since last fall, and today we got that big update. The Yakima County Prosecutor announced today they're recommending second-degree assault charges with the aggravator of egregious lack of remorse, as well as false swearing charges against Sgt Clay Hilton. Now, this all stems from an incident last August when Kevin Hinton pulled over at Terrace View Park in Spokane Valley to take a nap when he was confronted by the sergeant. When Hinton wouldn't hand over his ID, the situation escalated, and his attorney says Sgt Hilton beat him to the point where he suffered 8 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a concussion. Spokane police later investigated that incident and found there was a probable cause to charge the sergeant with assault. At that point, the Spokane County prosecutor decided to send the case to Yakima County for an independent review on the case. We spoke with Hinton's attorneys earlier this year about the incident.
I think it's obvious that he committed a second-degree assault. There is nothing that our client could have done to precipitate the beating that he received.
Now, at last check, the charges have not been filed as of yet. The Yakima County Prosecutor's Office says they expect Hilton will be arraigned in September once they are. Now, this comes only days after Hinton's attorney filed a federal lawsuit against several parties, including Sgt Hilton, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, and the city of Spokane Valley. In it, Hinton accuses them of several things, including excessive force, deliberate indifference, and negligence. Now, just within the last hour, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office shared a statement this afternoon saying in part, quote, "With this new information, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office is finalizing the internal investigation into this incident. They say they plan to share an update once that internal investigation's done." In the newsroom, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Cody, thank you very much. And happening right now, Spokane County election workers are hand counting thousands of primary ballots in the tightly contested race for Public Lands Commissioner.
Right now, only 51 votes separate the second and third place positions. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us now, where election workers have nearly wrapped up for that first day of recounting.
Right behind me are about 24 election workers who are busy counting every single Spokane County vote for the state's Public Lands Commission race. That's 145,000 ballots being recounted by hand, and it's expected to take them about 4 days to complete.
Just beyond these doors, Spokane County's election workers are concentrating. Their fingers are swiping to a very precise beat of one ballot at a time.
The count staff get into a rhythm
Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton is overseeing.
Doing this kind of work is very exacting.
All 39 Washington state counties are recounting ballots for the state's Public Lands Commissioner race, and it's all done by hand. In Spokane County, 24 people were divided into teams of 2 for the recount. They will compare the new count to what was originally counted by the machines in the primary election. Dalton says this process verifies the original count is correct while double-checking ballots.
Maybe there was a write-in where somebody wrote in the candidate's name that's already printed on the ballot, and that should be counted for that candidate. And maybe that got missed in that original certified count.
Meanwhile, observers like James Williams watch the count staff follow the correct process.
I think if you look at it and know the observers are there, you should have confidence that it come out right.
Dalton says this is a double blind count, which means 2 team members at the same table count their batch of ballots and write the total down on a tally sheet. The teammates never get to see each other's tally sheet. A supervisor will confirm their totals match. If they are, the team picks up the beat once again until all 145,000 ballots are counted.
That was Amanda Rowley reporting. There are nearly 2 million ballots statewide that will be recounted.
Now, the Secretary of State's office estimates it'll take about 7 days for all Washington counties to complete that recount.
All right, taking a break from the headlines to talk weather. A pleasant start to the work week before strong winds return to eastern Washington.
Yes, so let's get right to it with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, tracking a weather impact alert day.
Well, it's one of those big shifts in the overall weather pattern that'll last a couple of days, but to get here, it comes with a bit of a punch. We are near 80 degrees today. It's likely we eke it out, but a big change is in the works as a cold front sweeps the region tomorrow. That's what's going to bring us the wind and the increased fire danger. Red flag warnings from central to eastern Washington and down across the Palouse from 2 to 8 p.m. tomorrow for just how dangerous some of that wind and dry atmosphere will make it. Wind advisories in effect for parts of central Washington and southern Washington. Basically same front, same wind, just not the same fire danger. Overall, that is well off to our north and sits off the coast. A round of energy moves in now, but tomorrow is the main event. The cold front moves through early tomorrow morning, and it's likely we squeeze out a few showers, most of those in northern Washington and North Idaho. What we wind up getting is a little bit of cloud cover and a lot of wind. Wind will continue to blow throughout the day tomorrow, eventually dying down tomorrow evening. That's the reason we have one of those weather impact alert days. Tomorrow, we top out at 72 degrees. Wednesday, not much warmer because of that cold front. Thursday, back near 80, and by the weekend, we're talking 90s. I'll have a look at the forecast coming up.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Now to a construction alert to tell you about. Construction crews will be working on Market Street.
If you use Market Street, both northbound lanes are closing as of this morning. The city is working on a grind and overlay project. Here are the key roads you need to know with this project. Both northbound lanes on Green Street and Market Street between Mission Avenue and Wellesley Avenue are closed. Southbound lanes will be reduced to one lane between Rockwell and Mission.
In the meantime, northbound Green Street traffic will detour at Mission, and signage will also be in place. As always, when you are driving by those construction crews, please give them plenty of space and follow all instructions.
In tonight's other top stories, Spokane tribal police officer is recovering tonight after being injured responding to a scene yesterday.
According to the Spokane Tribal Police, the officer was dispatched to a scene involving a 21-year-old man in Corkscrew Canyon just northwest of Spokane. Officers say they had to use tasers twice, but it was ineffective. Then they say a fight broke out, injuring the officer.
The officer received stitches in his face and will return to duty when he is ready. That suspect was taken into custody.